It turns out that the excitement and drama of the Champions League matchups this week weren't exclusive to the Bernabeu or the Emirates. At the Parc des Princes in the early hours of this morning, Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona played a fiercely contested match to satisfy even the most demanding fans. With a total of 5 goals scored, the home team ended up on the losing side with only 2 goals, accepting a narrow defeat and watching their opponents gain an advantage in the second leg with a 1-goal lead. However, in such a big match, the player PSG fans were most hopeful for, and the brightest star of the team, Kylian Mbappé, strangely remained silent. Mbappé has often been the player who makes the difference for PSG in the Champions League. He scored 3 out of 4 goals for the French representatives in the previous round against Real Sociedad. However, on a rare Champions League night for him as a PSG player on home turf, the 25-year-old forward wasn't at his best in a match where his teammates and fans needed his brilliance. Looking at Mbappé's stats in this match, you wouldn't think he's one of the most sought-after stars in world football right now, as he didn't manage to hit the target with any shots. It's the first time Mbappé hasn't had a shot on target in a home Champions League match since September 2021 against Manchester City. He only completed 1 out of 3 dribbles successfully, committed 3 fouls, and was caught offside 3 times. Even among PSG players starting in this match, Mbappé's score on SofaScore was only 6.8, the lowest among all attackers and even midfielders. A significant factor in Mbappé's silence was Barcelona's solid defensive play in a 4-4-2 formation. Positioned centrally but also capable of providing coverage wide, Mbappé's compatriot Jules Koundé frequently closed down quickly, supported by Araujo, who Barcelona often used to defend against Vinicius Jr. It was the best method to protect Barcelona's goal against Mbappé, and it temporarily succeeded. Xavi also acknowledged in a post-match interview how his team managed to neutralize Mbappé's threat. "We did very well defensively and offensively, especially in defense. Everyone worked to contribute to the team. We also anticipated the danger posed by Mbappé, with Koundé and Araujo always ready." Xavi emphasized the importance of stopping PSG's counterattacks and understanding the threat Mbappé poses when given space to play. Sergio Roberto's tactical foul resulting in a yellow card is an example of this defensive approach. PSG clearly recognized the difficulties their star faced, but the best approach Luis Enrique could take was to open up a new attacking direction. Looking at the distribution chart of PSG's attacking areas in the match, it's evident that Mbappe's left-wing area was less active, accounting for only 32%, much lower than the 44% on the opposite right wing. In the second half, PSG replaced the virtual number 9, Marco Asensio, with Bradley Barcola, allowing PSG to revert to the 4-3-1-2 system that worked well in the away leg of the round of 16 against Real Sociedad. Mbappé and Bradley Barcola played as forwards, while Dembélé operated as a number 10 and could drop deep, but things still didn't change positively for Mbappé. Looking at Mbappe's touch map, he mainly operated on the edge of the penalty box and didn't create many breakthroughs within the 16-50 area, where he's usually quite prolific. Despite Luis Enrique's efforts to improve the situation, throughout the match, he couldn't activate his superstar Mbappé in the attacking line. Perhaps the simplest reason is that Mbappé didn't perform well today, or PSG is no longer suitable for him. If he doesn't produce something special when playing away at Camp Nou next week, it could be the last time Mbappé plays a Champions League match at PSG's home ground. It's very likely that this season we'll see a completely different Mbappé, one wearing the white jersey of Real Madrid, a club that currently needs him. Real Madrid, despite their best efforts, couldn't secure a win at home against Man City in the quarterfinals. So now, they face a tough challenge as they travel to Manchester for the second leg, especially with the citizens still having players like Kevin De Bruyne or Kyle Walker, who can create dangerous situations. Many are worried about the worst-case scenario, similar to how the two teams drew in the first leg before Man City crushed Real Madrid 4-0 at the Etihad Stadium in the second leg last season. It can be said that both Mbappé and Real Madrid need each other right now, but what sets them apart is time. Mbappé can't catch the earliest flight to Madrid right now and has to wait until this summer. So, let's imagine what Mbappé could bring to Real Madrid and vice versa. During Pep Guardiola's time as Barcelona's coach, Spanish fans said he always came up with something when visiting the Santiago Bernabeu. A sign of Pep's special character is respect for the opponent and perhaps concern. However, in the recent first-leg match, it was Ancelotti who surprised everyone with something new. He placed Rodrigo on his preferred left wing and moved his in-form player Vinicius Jr. to a more central position. "We implemented a new tactic," Rodrigo said. "Then they didn't expect me to play on the left because Vinicius is always there." And Ancelotti's tactic worked really effectively. Vinicius, when given freedom in the center, still frequently posed a threat to the away team's defense. He even provided a wonderful assist for Rodrigo's goal in the first half. But what does all this mean? It's simple because this could be a hint of how the PSG forward will play when he lands at the Santiago Bernabeu. People often talk about Ancelotti having to sacrifice either Vinicius or Rodrigo to make way for the French striker. But perhaps that's not necessary anymore because the versatility of both Vini and Mbappé will open up more options. If the Brazilian forward can continue playing in the center as he did in the match against Man City, he could help Mbappé play in his familiar position and stronghold on the left wing. Then Rodrigo could play on the right wing. Or Vini and Mbappé could switch positions, or Rodrigo could become a rotational option on the left wing. Everything is possible and suggests an exciting future at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid's current style of play is also very suitable for the 1998-born striker, as they can play defensively solid but always have the ability to launch lightning-fast counterattacks. Los Blancos can also put tremendous pressure on the opponent's goal. Rodrigo's goal is the most typical example of how Real Madrid counterattacked after a patient attack by Man City. Lunin caught Grealish's not-so-dangerous ball cleanly. He didn't waste time and found Vinicius Jr. above. Without hesitation, Rodrigo immediately accelerated, received the perfect pass from his teammate, and beat goalkeeper Oterga, especially with only 15 seconds between Man City's shot and Madrid's goal. Imagine Rodrigo's position being swapped with the French player in that situation. How interesting would that be? In addition, Kylian Mbappe's resilience in big matches is something that Los Blancos truly need. They have Jude Bellingham, Vinicius, and many other stars ready to shine, but if they could have a goal-scoring machine who knows how to influence games like Mbappé, Real would be much more intimidating. But that's a story for the future. For now, Mbappé will need to find a way to prove himself this season. Helping PSG overturn the deficit against Real's arch-rival Barcelona would be the best way for Mbappé to debut at the Bernabeu and also make PSG fans feel less sad about his impending departure. According to Opta, PSG lost the first leg at home in the Champions League knockout stage for the 5th time in history, and they have never been able to reverse the result in the second leg. Therefore, the second leg at Camp Nou next week is predicted to be very challenging for Mbappé and his teammates. But let's wait and see if any spectacular comeback is possible.